This is the camp phase before Richmond on legendary difficulty. And this build out works really well. And what I've done is I have 3 infantry and 3 artillery in every division of every corps except for 5th Corps, which is kind of just a collection of things. 4th Division is 2 infantry, a sniper, a rifle cav, and a melee cav unit in every corps except for 5th Corps. 5th Corps is where I just piled all my rifle cav, snipers, and a whole bunch of 10p, 10 parrots. So this, you might notice I have 63s in 1st Corps. Interesting story. I had about $2 million and nothing to spend it on because my army was already built from Cold Harbor. So I took my units to 1750 and I still had a ton of cash. So I basically bought about 250 veterans for every unit, and that drove down my cash. And I also bought all the 63s just because I had a bunch of cash. I turned in reputation and got 4,000 of them, and I guess there were another 11,000. And I still have a very nice inventory of 63s, 61s, CS Richmonds, and you'll notice a whole bunch of Enfields and 55s just because I do, and I still have a ton of cash. So for the artillery, you'll notice I have like here 10-pounders, 10-pound parrots, and 24-pound howitzers. I have a bunch of 24-pound howitzers. So I want every division to have a 24-pound howitzer, but I want a mid-range, a long-range, and a short-range artillery for every division. Whitworths are basically 10-pounders with long range. And they turn out to be really useful in this battle. Well, they've been useful all campaign. They're not OP, but they're just useful because of their range. So the only green units I have are these 10-pound parrots that I built just to kind of flesh out 5th Corps. Yeah, and I have one empty space in case I want to just throw a unit out of one of the 1st through 4th Corps and just get rid of it, dump it into 5th Corps. This works. This build out works really well. I have some, I have 11 reputation to spend. I'm not going to spend it because that would hurt morale. I have a nice inventory of weapons, 3,500 63s and 9,000 55s. I notice. Okay. So what I'm about to do is I'm going to swap some guns in a unit. So I end up with about 7,000 Enfields and 7,000 55s in inventory. So because they're about the same. I like both of them. The 55s are more expensive. They're both they're about the same. They're on the same level. So one of the yeah, now they're about 7,000. They're closer to you know, the same number. So yeah, these numbers work out well. The only gun I run out of is the 61 during the battle. So that was a pretty good guess of how many to have in inventory. Wish I had not sold the Whitworth scoped because the enemy did give me enough to equip a unit, but it works out. I like the Spencer carbine, the Burnside, and the Maynard. I think I like the Maynard a little bit better than the Burnside, but they both work really well. All the cav weapons, most of the cav weapons work really well, particularly if you dismount them. So here we are. We have a fully built out army. My units are 2,000, my infantry. I didn't plan on going that high. Still have 28,000 men in my manpower pool. Normally people lose, I'm thinking 40,000 at Richmond. So 28,000 will be great for the camp phase. And it turns out to be more than enough. So, and $230,000 is also more than enough. So yeah, like this, I have 1,600 of these in inventory, but I only have one unit with Sharps 59s. So yeah, taking a look at this, yeah, I've more 10-pound parrots than I need. I could sell some of those if I wanted to. So now I have 280,000 in cash. I did buy officers, again, because I have piles of cash. That turned out to be okay. I put a bunch of generals in units. I have an inventory of kernels. You know, that was a good little buff to my army for not much cost. And now we're ready for the Battle of Richmond, and this is the perfect build, I think, to go into Richmond with. So see you there.